Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the San Antonio Spurs. Checking out the Spurs, they're currently holding on to the best record in the league. Not the
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
We have the Thunder as the road team for today's Western Conference matchup. Hello and thanks for joining us on Noche La NBA, the NBA celebration of Latin heritage, both among its players and fans. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. From the sideline, we'll have David Aldridge. We'll be hearing from him in just a moment. In the last meeting for these two teams, the Spurs came away with the win against the Thunder. And they'd love to go for the sweep here and make it 4-0 in the season series.
I tell you what, how efficient they were at scoring the basketball, especially for an away game, that was impressive.
Yeah, it was almost robotic, Greg, in this one. They filtered out all the noise and came in razor-sharp precision on the offensive end.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So for Oklahoma City right now, inside it's Patterson and Adams. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair, and it's George in at the 3 slot. Here's Robertson. In the corner, it's Patterson. Shoots the 3. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple. Tonight, a matchup between two great teams. Certainly potential playoff ramifications down the road. Brent, what extra importance does this game have, do you think, if any?
Well, sometimes, Kevin, in matchups like this, coaches aren't concerned with what it is that they know. They'd like to get to the unknown. So there may be some rotations that we'll see tonight that are a bit different than what we saw in matchups in the past, for coaches to expose their players to that opponent and their style of play. That could pay dividends if they do match up come playoff time.
And so Ginobili nails both of them. Well, one thing the Thunder have always done well is control the glass. Good rebounding team.
Well, the Thunder are great candidates to end up near the top for both offensive and defensive rebounds, and it certainly helps when Russell Westbrook is tearing down over 10 boards a game. It's a complete effort with this ball club, and they have guys who are willing to stick their nose in there.
Aldridge, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Aldridge has got his second bucket of the night.
A super high percentage shot from Aldridge there. Layups work.
And the call will be against Tony Parker. That is his first foul of the game. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Pass to Patterson from past the arc. The shot comes out, and the Spurs going the other way now. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And you know what? Up against a weak defense, they were allowed to do pretty much whatever they wanted.
Yeah, what I like, though, besides that, is that they just didn't settle for it, because weak defenses, you could take bad shots. That's not what they did here tonight.
So it's the Thunder now, after the miss from Pau Gasol. For 3, Westbrook. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
You know, there are guys that stop on the dime and shoot, but Russell stops and rises up. No way to challenge him there.
And now the fast break. George with the ball to the wing right side. Here's Robertson, and 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, if you look at Andre Robertson's stats, you would wonder why he gets so much playing time. Not a great scorer, gets a ton of minutes. And I'll tell you why. He can defend wing players and great scorers in this league like a hawk. That's the reason why he became a valuable performer through the years for Oklahoma City.
A guy who converts well at the rim, you like to see the aggression there.
Yeah, it's the first quarter, and he's already in attack mode, setting the tone right here.
Parker kicks to Gasol. To the inside. And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Leonard. And you look at Robertson, and he is clearly a defensive specialist for this team.
Well, he's a great wing defender and so many great offensive weapons at the 2 and 3 spot in the conference, the Western Conference, that he is familiar with. He does a great job of going out on a nightly basis and doing what he does best. That's playing defense for his ball club.
San Antonio trailing here. Green dishes to Leonard. Laverne. No good with the tip. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. And the foul called on Danny Green. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Spurs. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Aldridge. Davis Bertans comes in for Leonard. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. And then for Oklahoma City, McDermott's checked in for Adams. Alex Abrinas comes in for Roberson. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the three at a ridiculous rate.
And it's Laverne missing.
You got to make that. The defense was far from terrible, but, man, that's an easy shot.
Abrinas' shot is off. Spurs trail by 5. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Yep, it counts. And Greg Popovich has led the Spurs to the playoffs in all 20 of the full seasons he's coached the team. But you know what, Brent? He always gives his players the credit.
Well, Pop knows that the players are the ones who deserve all of the accolades. But there's no doubt that there's an appreciation for the way that Pop continues to put his team and each member of the team into situations where they collectively can compete every year. And it's not about just competing for the playoffs, Kevin. I'm talking about competing for titles. What a run that Greg Popovich has been on.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And you might have thought that with the big three retiring and getting older, the San Antonio Spurs might need to think about rebuilding. But the emergence of one Kawhi Leonard as a superstar in the league on both ends of the floor has extended this team's dominance.
And Tim Duncan retired, as we know, but Kawhi Leonard carrying on that culture of no frills. Brent, work and dedication to the game.
Well, there's no better standard bearer than what Kawhi Leonard has represented, but it's been built on the shoulders of Tim Duncan and David Robinson before him. The Spurs continue to go about their business, respecting the game and getting the most out of the ability of the players on the floor.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. The dish to Felton. Back to Abrinas. Good. And a nice assist from Felton. Felton's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And really setting the tone early with their three-point shooting.
And Laverne kicks to Anderson. The pass to Bertans. Back to Anderson. McDermott with a steal. And that's a foul called on Davis Bertans. So that will be his 2nd foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. For Oklahoma City, they have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
And so it's Oklahoma City in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. What a defensive effort they put on Kawhi Leonard. It's rare to... And Russell Westbrook, a guy who has faced some criticism, also a guy who is extremely critical of himself.
It's tough, and I'm still learning every night.
Well, you have to love the competitive attitude, the desire to be great, not just for himself, but for his teammates, too.
And the emphasis on winning. That's why so many people in the league feel that it's just a matter of time before Westbrook puts those finishing touches on his game.
And we welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast.
Whoa!
You saw that.
And Gay has incredible lift on these dunks. Tremendous at slamming it in when given room to fly.
That was a terrific replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Pau Gasol's checked in for Laverne. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Patterson's checked in.
Lazy defense there, guys. You have to guard the outside on inbounds plays, too. Every man has to be accounted for in those situations.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results. And when you watch Rudy Gay out there on the court, you see just why he's always been a solid scorer in our league. I mean, any situation, any type of offense, he can find a way to get points, and really one of the more underrated players we have in our league.
LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Bertans. Russell Westbrook's checked in for the Thunder. Here's Aldridge. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
And with Rudy Gay, scoring, Greg, has never been a problem for him, has pretty much had the same level of production his entire career.
Yeah, and if you say that about some players, it's considered an insult, but it's a good thing for Gay. Usually will shoot in the mid-40s for this field goal percentage and solid at that small forward position. Also a great ISO game.
Manu Ginobili's checked in for San Antonio. Roberson the pass to Adams. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Gay dishes to Aldridge, and Aldridge slams it in.
Not just a great shot maker these days. Aldridge can still throw it down on you if you let him get all the way in.
Felton kicks to Patterson. Back to Felton. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook, and he didn't get quite enough under that one. Spurs trail by 6. Ginobili the pass to Aldridge. And stolen by Patterson. Pulls up. Offensive rebound. Adams dishes to Felton. Tries again. And it's good on the way in. Felton has got 5 points in the quarter.
And have to defend better in the paint. They just let him set up way too deep.
Well, he's going to punish you down there if you're not more physical than he is, and look for them to go right back to that play.
It's hauled in by Adams. The Thunder leading by 8. Passes it to Roberson. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Well, you've certainly been in the public eye for a while as a player, as a broadcaster, an actor in the Jerry Maguire movie. Is there anything else?
So kind of you, Kevin, to bring that up.
I'm just reading the list here, Brent. Is there anything else on camera that you'd really like to do?
I was in a Coolio video. I don't know if you knew that, Kevin. Coolio made a music video, and I was asked to come down to the studio with the late Malik Sealy, and him and I actually were in the video for the movie's primetime song.
No kidding.
Yes.
How about that? Have fun. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Parker. And when you watch Russell Westbrook play, he's one of the most competitive players in the NBA.
And with the way he attacks the rim and plays with just no abandon, I mean, this guy is no joke. Absolutely wills himself and his team to just do things that few others can, and relentless from the first quarter to the last whistle.
Pass to Adams. Outside, George. Screen by Adams. For Oklahoma City, they have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts, and he makes the first.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
And both free throws good for Paul George. A Brent, for college players who decide to stay in school for their junior and senior years, in some cases it's been hurting their draft stock. Sometimes it helps. Can you talk about why we see a difference in the two?
I think what happens, Kevin, is that in any given collegiate season, that next year, there's another opportunity for a brand new crop of players. Maybe not the star guys that are going into college as freshmen, but guys who just played their freshman year or in their sophomore season take their next step. And so guys who are juniors and seniors might be looked at as not advancing fast enough or not as much potential, with guys a year behind them being better players.
Westbrook kicks to Patterson. Adams sets the pick for George. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. George has got 4 points this quarter.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
Kicks to Patterson. Dishes to Adams. Nice D from Aldridge. Spurs trail by 7. Gasol passes to Leonard. And that one drops.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Thunder have gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. Westbrook against Parker. Screen by Adams. They set the pick. The 3. Robertson can't hit. Gasol. And that one is off. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Oklahoma City out in front. They're up by 5. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you like and not like about how your team has played so far?
Not too many turnovers, but I think we've got a decent pace.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And an exciting first half indeed. Welcome back. I'm Ernie Johnson. Right out of the gates, it was Oklahoma City setting the tone. They were able to stretch out their lead to 8 points on the heels of a few stops and some quality offensive possessions. After one, they held an 8-point advantage. And now, folks,
we come back to San Antonio now with a look at the world. Skill tandem of Leonard and Aldridge at the 3 and the 4. The timeless Parker and Manu are the 1 and the 2. And it's Gasol and at the pivot spot manning the middle. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And Brent, when you hear Donovan on the sideline or in the huddle, it's clear how big a motivator he can be for his team. He certainly gets the most out of his players from the stars to the end of the bench.
One thing that Billy Donovan did in the early part of taking the job with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I remember it well, Kevin, I went to the UCLA campus where Billy Donovan had invited most of the roster for the Oklahoma City team, and he started to establish that trust in the off-season, being there for workouts, understanding the personalities of his team, and getting to know his guys. All of those things have reaped some incredible rewards in the early part of Billy Donovan's coaching career.
Adams dishes to Robertson. That one, no good. Some solid defense from Aldridge.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far. Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Knocked away. It's Parker with the drive. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You gotta love the intensity on that attack by Parker to draw the foul. He is a beast off the bounce.
First trip to the line for him here. Brent, we've seen coaches that yell. You've seen some that show no emotion and everything in between. In your opinion, what's the perfect mental makeup for an NBA coach?
I don't think, Kevin, there's any exact science to what coaching can be. And I think the best coaches just have an innate ability to know when to push buttons, how to push buttons, and to do it on an individual level. There are many times that a coach can make the biggest impact with his player, Kevin, taking him aside and having conversations rather than doing everything in front of the team. And I think the best coaches have a pulse of each player on their team and take the time to go and do that.
The Spurs making a switch here. Mills is checked in, and a switch here also for Oklahoma City. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Roberson. And that's a foul called on Davis Bertans. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And the Spurs making a change here. Anderson's checked in. Left side, Westbrook. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That is his 1st foul of the game.
And still early in the period, and they're only one foul away from being over the limit.
Here's George, and he uses the glass on the layup. George has got 13.
And George just has that extra gear. Well, once he kicks into it, he is nearly impossible to stop.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Here's Green, drops in the layup for 2. Green's got his first points of the game.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Westbrook drives in. The shot, no good.
And they've only connected on 1 of 4 to start the half. Their offense is sputtering just a little bit here.
And Laverne kicks to Mills. The feed now to Anderson. Laverne down low. Adams defending.
Well, Adams quick off his feet there. With that size and length, tough to shoot over.
Back to Westbrook. Three-pointer. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. He's got 16.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
And you could try to key in on him, but that's tough. They run plays that routinely give him makeable looks.
And you don't like to concede the free throws, but it's better than getting flushed on.
And a bit of a bittersweet question for you, Brent. We know you spent so many years with the Sonics who eventually were uprooted and became this Thunder team. How badly would you like to see Seattle get a basketball team again?
I think it's the NBA's mission to get back to Seattle. And under Adam Silver, he's asked questions about the return to the Emerald City. And I think it's going to happen, Kevin. If it does, I'd love to be a part of what the organization does up there. I do miss the PNW. That's the Pacific Northwest.
Abrines' shot is off. Spurs have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Outside, Green. And Laverne kicks to Mills. Here's Gay. That shot missing. Excellent D there from George. Thunder have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. 16 feet away. Here's Cantor. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Like when his motor is running and he's playing with high levels of energy, Cantor is a monster on the offensive glass.
Here's Abrines, guarded by Green. Shoots from the elbow. Abrines' shot is off. San Antonio trailing here. Bertans kicks to Laverne. And Laverne throws it down.
And when it comes to rebounds, Laverne is relentless on the glass.
Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Felton the pass to George. Gay with the block. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Over George. Feeds to Laverne. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Here's Bertans. Good work there as it goes. Bertans got his second basket of the night.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Now, here's Felton. D right on him. There's a screen by Cantor. Felton kicks to Abrines. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Felton has got 5 assists in the game. Mills, that's a 2-pointer. Got the shot! He
just
caught it!
No better feeling to be able to deliver in a moment like that.
Yeah.
Those stick with you for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
Oh, and that's a monster shot to close out the third. And the lead is theirs heading into the final quarter.
And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. Spurs lead by 1. And we'll be back right after this. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
We got a chance to get a great road win right now. We got
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Looking at the last game for the Oklahoma City Thunder, it was a loss to the Trailblazers. And Oklahoma City, looking who they've got to start the fourth quarter. They've got Roberson. Doug McDermott is out there with Paul George. Then it's Enes Kanter, and it's Abrines in at the point guard.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And the Spurs got Kawhi Leonard to be the next Bruce Bowen. But from his rookie season, I think Pop realized, Brent, he could be the face of the franchise.
Well, it's amazing that they had talked with that kind of regard for Kawhi Leonard after making the draft day trade and sending away George Hill. They felt like Kawhi Leonard could make that kind of progression. Now, I would also tell you that they had no idea he would become one of the more devastating players on the offensive end of the floor. But the work ethic was there, the size was there, and the fruits of the labor are paying off. And that's 5. One more and he'll be disqualified. Got to be more careful. Wow, you watched the defender and it looked like he knew that was coming. He made a quick play on it to intercept the ball in the passing lane.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Well, this team now has to settle in right here and have a great possession without getting so aggressive that you compound your mistake.
And the call will be against LaMarcus Aldridge. That is his first foul of the game. And the Thunder making a change here. Adams checked in. There's the double team with Ginobili. Kanter dishes to Adams. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game.
And he has to take that long, slow walk back to the bench here. He'll watch the rest of this one from the sideline.
Mills, he's checked in for Tony Parker. Murray's checked in for the Spurs. Pass to Westbrook. Latrey. Rebounded by the Spurs. Following this one, they get to host the Rockets. That'll be the latter half of this two-game homestand. Leonard, the pass to Murray. Ginobili kicks to Gasol. And finished off by Gasol.
So blessed with excellent court vision, especially for a wing player. Ginobili repeatedly finds the open man.
And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Green, he's checked in for San Antonio. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Paul George, he's checked in for Alex Abrines. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
The kick out to Aldridge. Right side, Green. Patterson against Aldridge. Green dishes to Gasol. No good. Shot missing. Adams, some nice D. Westbrook against Ginobili. The dish to George. Well-placed alley-oop pass into the layup.
Well, people talk so much about shoot-first guy with Westbrook. How about that time finding the open man?
Aldridge's shot is good. Aldridge has got the lead up to 7 now for the Spurs. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Buries the long-range jumper.
Well, the outside shot's still a whip, a work in progress, but the team needs Roberson to hit these to keep the floor spaced.
Ginobili kicks to Gasol. And Leonard has it in the corner. Green, the pass to Gasol. To the paint, here's Aldridge. That falls, nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. And that's now 20 points for LaMarcus Aldridge. Ginobili against Westbrook. Screen by Adams. Here's George. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
Adams sets such good hard screens that even the offensive player wants to avoid him.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're up by 4. 1:53 left in the fourth quarter. Chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, LaMarcus Aldridge.
And his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
During that break, Greg Popovich really had some strong advice for his team. He was very adamant in the huddle. He said, don't let up now. Stay aggressive and do the things that have gotten us this far. We're almost there, guys.
Seems like the more that's at stake, the more he rises to the challenge.
And the dunk by Aldridge.
That's an important shot by Aldridge. He understands momentum is key at this point in the game.
Thunder trailing by 3. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Gasol with the steal. In transition, here come the Spurs. And it's Aldridge missing.
Like the tactics on defense there, refusing to give the shooter the easy layup at the rim.
And George kicks to Patterson. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. They get Paul Gasol.
It is so difficult not to foul Westbrook. He's always had the speed. Now he's got better understanding of exactly how to attack a defense.
San Antonio making a switch here. Forbes checked in. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. Steven Adams picks one up.
And that's why Gasol's teammates trust him. His ability to hit these shots time and time again is what makes him such a special player.
Mills, he's checked in for San Antonio. That free throw good from Gasol.
And really a great job to maintain his composure. How about the body control there? Now he gets the and one and turns this into a 2-possession game.
Screen by Adams. Westbrook kicks to George. Good! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Well, that is NBA level right there.
No doubt. Professional move all the way. Puts the team on his back when it matters most.
To take the lead. No good that time. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way. Well, we can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possessions.
Well, he's made several All-NBA teams over the years, and this is just another reason why. Aldridge, one of the coolest customers on the floor.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're down by 3. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Adams dishes to Robertson. Here's Westbrook. It falls!
And this is the thing about Westbrook. He wants to take the responsibility when it matters most.
Absolutely critical chance right here.
They need this one to go their way.
And Mills kicks to Leonard. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Gasol passes to Ginobili. Looking for Aldridge. He gets it there. Count it!
Yeah, he can have this kind of output, putting on a one-man show. Aldridge scoring whenever he wants.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They trail by 3. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, what do you think?
You know, you'd love to be able to clear space and get that triple, but you can also do the 2 with a quick foul.
Well, it really depends on what's available, so we'll see how the defense lines up here.
There's 10 seconds left in the fourth. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second.
The Australian-born Patty Mills, former second-round pick. Who knew Mills would someday win an NBA championship? Well, the Spurs did.
So here's Westbrook. From deep. Misses the shot.
So big and instinctive, Aldridge does a great job of getting in position to contest that shot.
And so it's San Antonio who scraped by with the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is... All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.